Companies are pouring billions, literally billions of dollars into data, machine learning, and AI. They're all expecting these game-changing, revolutionary insights. But what if I told you almost all of that money is just going down the drain? Today, we're digging into a pretty shocking statistic and, more importantly, the blueprint for how to actually fix it, all based on some great insights from Stratagem. Okay, let's get into it. So here's the big paradox that's got boardrooms everywhere scratching their heads. We have never had more data or more powerful tools at our fingertips, ever. And yet, the return on investment from most of these big data projects is, well, it's a huge letdown. So many organizations are just stuck in this cycle of spending big, but they see very little, if any, measurable value for the business. And we're not talking about a small problem here. This is a massive, massive failure rate. Research from heavy hitters like Gartner and Harvard Business Review, they all say the same thing. Up to 90% of data projects fail to deliver on what they promised. Just think about that for a second. 9 out of 10. That's just a staggering number. So where is it all going so wrong? Now this slide, this really captures the enormous gap between what everyone wants and what's actually happening. The promise, right? It's that beautiful, unified 360-degree view of the customer, predictive insights, the perfect foundation for AI. But the day-to-day reality for most teams, it's a total mess of data silos, really poor data quality, and dashboards that, let's be honest, nobody actually uses. Models get built, sure, but they never see the light of day. Okay, so to solve this, we've got to look past the technology itself. The issue isn't a lack of powerful software. It's a fundamental failure of strategy, of structure, and of culture. So let's break down the 5 systemic causes that turn these really promising data projects into super expensive failures. First and foremost, the biggest culprit is a lack of business alignment. So many of these projects are treated like cool technology experiments instead of what they should be, strategic business tools. When there's no clear, direct line connecting a data project to a key business goal, like increasing revenue or cutting costs, you just end up with really impressive tech that has basically zero impact on the bottom line. The second cause is definitely a technical one, but it's really rooted in how companies grow over time, a fragmented architecture. Think about it. Your CRM, your ERP, your marketing tools, they all live in their own little separate worlds. And this creates a total nightmare of data duplication and conflicts, forcing your IT teams to spend all their time just trying to stitch everything together instead of, actually generating insights. And this right here perfectly illustrates that timeless problem. Garbage in, garbage out. It's as true today as it's ever been. Without strong data governance, you have zero trust. If different departments can't even agree on the definition of a customer or what counts as revenue, how on earth can you trust any analysis that's built on that shaky foundation? You can't. And eventually, the decision makers just give up and go right back to using their gut. You could build the most sophisticated, most expensive data platform in the world. But if your people aren't equipped or, frankly, motivated to use it, it's just a really expensive decoration. A poor data culture means employees just fall back on old habits, analysts have a hard time explaining what they found, and all those beautiful dashboards are just left to gather digital dust. And then we have this final crucial hurdle, the last mile problem. This is where a brilliant machine learning model works perfectly on a data scientist's laptop, but it never, ever actually gets integrated into the business processes that drive real decisions. There's no process for deployment, no monitoring, no feedback loop. It is the ultimate example of having all this insight, but zero execution. Now, the thing is, these 5 causes don't just happen in isolation. No, they feed into each other, and they create this vicious cycle that Stratagem calls the failure flywheel. It all starts with a vague business case, which leads to misaligned teams. That creates poor data foundations and delays, which of course erodes trust. Once trust is lost, budgets get cut, and the project is eventually just abandoned. And then the whole cycle starts all over again with the next project. I know, it feels pretty daunting, right? But it's not hopeless. There is absolutely a way to break this flywheel and turn that cycle of failure into a cycle of success. The key is to stop thinking technology first and start thinking strategy first. So let's talk about the solution. This is the blueprint for success. It's built on 6 interconnected pillars that are designed to systematically tackle all those failure points we just talked about and turn data into real, tangible value. It all starts right here. Before you write a single line of code, before you buy any software, you have to start with a crystal clear why. Every single project needs a value hypothesis. What do we think this will do for the business? And a business sponsor who is truly accountable for the outcome, not just the technical output. Strategy first, always. Okay, once that strategy is in place, then you can build the right foundation. This means finally getting rid of those silos with a modern, scalable architecture, like a cloud-based lakehouse. It kind of combines the best of both worlds, the vast storage of a data lake with the structure of a data warehouse. This approach uses awesome technologies like Snowflake or Databricks, which are built for this kind of integration and flexibility from the get-go. Now, when you hear the word governance, it's easy to think of bureaucracy and red tape, right? But it's not about that. It's the engine of trust. This pillar is all about creating clarity. Who owns this data set? Where did this data come from? Is it even accurate? By defining ownership and automating quality checks with tools like Calibra or Elation, you build the confidence that people need to actually use the data. Next up, you have to empower your people. This is about democratizing data with easy-to-use self-service tools, sure, but it's really about something more important: embedding analytics directly into how people work every single day. The goal is to make data-driven decisions the easy, natural choice for everyone, not the hard one. And I just love this quote because it hits the nail right on the head. You can't just send everyone to a one-day workshop and expect things to magically change. A true data culture has to be championed from the very top of the organization and woven into the very fabric of how the company is managed. So this pillar right here, this is what directly solves that last mile problem. By putting a data ops or ML ops approach in place, which is basically like applying factory line discipline to your data work, you build a reliable bridge from the data science lab to the real world. It's all about creating automated, repeatable processes for testing, deploying, and monitoring your models to make sure they're delivering continuous value. And finally, the last pillar. And I have to say, none of this, I mean none of it, works without unwavering executive sponsorship. Leadership has to do way more than just sign the checks. They have to be active champions for data as a core strategic asset, and they have to align the company's incentives to actually reward people for adopting it. This is the glue that holds the entire blueprint together. So you might be wondering, okay, this all sounds great in theory, but does this blueprint actually work in the real world? The answer is yes, absolutely. Let's look at a quick example of how one company completely turned its failing data project into a massive success story. So get this, there was a retailer that spent millions on a data leak that literally nobody was using. It was way too complex and the data was just untrustworthy. But by applying this blueprint, they first realigned the project with clear business goals. Then they implemented a data catalog for governance and totally re-engineered their data pipelines. The result? Reporting that used to take 10 days now takes 2 hours, and their marketing ROI jumped by 30%. I mean, come on, that's real impact. This quote just frames the future so perfectly. The competitive advantage is shifting right before our eyes. It's no longer about who has the most data. It's about who can activate their data the best to make smarter, faster decisions. So if we boil this all down, what are the keys? Success in data really comes from uniting 3 things: a clear strategic vision, the architectural discipline to build it the right way, and the cultural maturity to make data a part of your company's DNA. And let's end on this powerful thought, because it's a big one. When a data project fails, it's so tempting to blame the technology or the team. But more often than not, the real root cause isn't the data itself. It's a failure of strategy. Get this strategy right, and you put yourself in that 10% that actually succeeds.